All right, everybody, welcome back. We're diving into some really cool stuff today about finding more enjoyment in your work.
Yeah, this should be good.
Yeah, we're looking at this piece called 11 Tips to Enjoy Your Work. It's more than just a job, right?
Right?
And I love this, right? Because it's not about, telling people to quit their jobs or anything.
Yeah.
It's about how can you, find more fulfillment in the work that you're already doing,
Exactly.
which I think is really powerful.
And it starts right off the bat talking about emotions,
Oh, interesting. Okay.
which is fascinating to me because, emotions are such a powerful thing in our lives, but we don't always think about them, especially at work.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, how do emotions play into it?
Well, it's this idea that feeling good can actually help us work more efficiently.
Okay.
So it's not about like forcing yourself to power through a task that you hate.
Right.
It's more about starting your day feeling positive, and then the work will kind of flow naturally.
It's so true. It's like, those days when you're just dreading something and it feels like, pulling teeth to get through it. But
Yes.
then the days when you're really genuinely excited about something, it's like you get like twice as much done.
Totally.
You tap into this like different energy source or
Oh,
something.
yeah. It's like a different gear almost.
Yeah.
And that leads perfectly into the next tip, which is about rest.
First.
Rest. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking rest. I'm trying to get ahead. I'm trying to be successful.
Right. I have work to do.
But the source actually positions rest as a key ingredient for success,
Interesting.
not the enemy.
Okay.
It's about working smarter, not harder.
I'm all ears
Yeah.
because honestly, burnout is real. Like I think we all know what it feels like to just, hit that wall.
Absolutely. We've all been there.
How does the source, talk of combating that?
Well, have you heard of the Pomodoro technique?
Yep.
Okay, so that's the idea of working in focused bursts, say 25 minutes,
Okay.
followed by a short 5-minute break.
All right.
And then after a few cycles of that, you take a longer break.
Okay.
And that actually can tie into the next point, which is about prioritizing happiness,
Okay.
which I know can sound a little idealistic, like
Yeah.
how can you prioritize happiness at work? But what the source is really getting at is focusing on the tasks that bring you joy.
Right. Okay.
Now, realistically, you can't always control every aspect of your job,
Right.
but maybe there are ways to sprinkle those enjoyable tasks throughout your day.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that because it's like, even small things can make a difference, right?
Absolutely.
Like for me, I have to have music playing while I work. It just puts me in a better mood. It helps me focus.
Yeah,
Or maybe for our listener, it's, grabbing your favorite coffee before diving into a challenging task.
totally. Little things can have a big impact. And speaking of things that can make a big impact, let's talk about routines.
Okay. Yeah.
The source talks about how routines create structure without requiring us to overthink every step.
Yeah.
So it's like having a blueprint for your day.
I got you.
You don't waste energy deciding what to do next.
Doesn't that get boring though?
Not necessarily, no. It's about finding that balance.
Okay.
Routines can actually free up mental space for you to be more creative. And kind of on that note, the source also emphasizes the importance of letting go of perfectionism.
Ooh, yes. The good enough mindset.
Exactly.
I have to admit, that's a tough one for me.
I hear that. But striving for perfection can be paralyzing.
Yeah.
Sometimes good enough is actually good enough. It allows you to move forward, accomplish more,
Right.
get things done.
Okay. So that brings us to something that I think is really, really important.
Okay.
And that's meaningful work.
Yeah.
How does the source kind of approach this?
Well, it suggests that when you're working on something that you truly believe in, your dedication naturally increases.
Right.
Think back to a project that you were really passionate about.
Yeah.
Didn't it feel easier to put in the extra effort?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that sense of purpose it fuels you, right?
Totally. Yeah, it's a different kind of motivation. And, to bring things down to earth a little bit,
Uh-huh.
the source also tackles time management.
Yeah.
And not just, time management in general. It emphasizes the importance of consciously allocating time for both work and rest.
That's so huge because it's so easy to get like swept up in the whirlwind of the day, right?
Oh, yeah.
And just go and go and go.
Absolutely.
We need to be intentional about scheduling those breaks,
Yeah.
even though it feels counterintuitive.
Yeah, it does. And it's not just about time management, it's also about the physical space where we work.
Oh, okay.
The source highlights the importance of a comfortable and enjoyable workspace. It doesn't have to be fancy,
Right.
but it should be a place where you feel good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I never thought about it that way, but it makes total sense. Like even small changes, like decluttering my desk or adding a plant,
Yes.
it can really shift my mood.
Totally.
What are some things our listener could do?
Well, think about what brings you joy.
Okay.
Maybe
Yeah.
it's a framed photo of a loved one.
Right.
Maybe it's a piece of art that inspires you.
Yeah.
It's about personalizing your space.
I love it.
Yeah.
Okay, so then there's this idea of celebrating small wins,
Yes.
which I think ties into that whole happiness piece we were talking about earlier.
It does. It does.
How does the source suggest we do this?
It's about acknowledging even the smallest achievements
Okay.
to boost your motivation. Think of it like giving yourself mini rewards along the way.
Right, right.
So you finished a challenging report, treat yourself to a fancy coffee,
Okay.
reached a milestone on a project,
Yeah.
take a longer lunch break,
Right.
enjoy a walk outside,
I love it. I love it.
celebrate those wins.
Yeah. It's so easy to just focus on the end goal.
Yeah.
And forget to kind of celebrate the journey along the way.
Exactly, yeah. Enjoy the process. And last but not least, the source suggests starting each day with a positive activity.
Okay, yeah.
What could be more motivating than that?
I am a firm believer in a good morning routine.
Me too.
It just sets the tone for the entire day.
It really does.
For me, it's a quick workout and then a few minutes of meditation.
Oh, nice.
What about you?
I love starting my day with a cup of tea and reading something inspiring,
Oh, lovely.
just to kind of center myself before diving into work.
I love that.
And before we wrap up, I think it's important to remember that it's okay to ask for help.
Yes, yes.
The source reminds us that collaboration and delegation aren't signs of weakness, they're actually smart strategies
Right.
to lighten your load,
Okay.
boost your energy.
So if we had to boil all this down to one key takeaway,
Okay.
it's that, finding more enjoyment in your work isn't about finding that, perfect job. It's about finding ways to cultivate that positivity, well-being,
Yeah.
a sense of meaning
Yeah,
in the work that you do have.
exactly. It's about making the most of what you've got.
Yes, I love that.
And to leave you with something to ponder, what's one small action you can take today to implement just one of these tips?
Ooh, good question.
It might surprise you how such a small shift can make a big difference in your workday.
I love it. That's a great place to leave it.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining us for another deep dive.
absolutely.
We'll see you next time.
See you later.